Hey, what's up you guys? My name is Brett Ratner and welcome to Maker's Catchall, and today we'll be making a workbench. This workbench was made with wood that was recycled from an old bed foundation that I had in my garage. So, without wasting any more time, let's get to it. First thing we gotta do, got the Jimmy DeResta razor blade here. We're gonna cut open that mattress so we can get to the wood. Let's go. Now that we're done taking the whole bed apart, we're gonna head upstairs and get to fusion. Let's go. Okay, so now that I'm back upstairs at my computer, let's start modeling.
Okay, so now that I'm in Fusion, I can make a 3D model of the workbench to give a more basic idea of how everything is going to fit together. So before I actually get to the modeling, I'm going to start off by entering in some parameters from the measurements that I have taken of the pieces that I actually have to work with. Also, you may notice that some of my measurements are in millimeters, while others are in inches, and that's to show that you can take measurements in whatever units you like, and since my settings in Fusion are in millimeters, everything will be converted to millimeters by the software anyway. So let's enter montage mode.
So now that I got these 3D models finished in Fusion 360, and I was able to print out the 2D schematic of it, I'll be able to use this now as reference. Okay, so we are all ready to go. We're gonna cut the wood down to size so that we can start the glue up. Safety first. I have some boards that are a little bit warped, so I'm going to take this electric hand planer, plane it down nice and flat so that when they glue them all up, they sit flat. Let's go. Okay, so we got the second piece all glued up, ready to go, so both end pieces are done now. And now, let's get to the main piece. Okay, so now that we got the middle all glued up and both sides, now it's time to combine all three sections so that we have a final tabletop. Let's go. Now that we have both end pieces cut, which fit perfectly now, they're all sanded and they're nice and smooth, we're going to put these aside for right now. Next we're going to be making the apron for underneath the table. That's going to give it a little bit more support. So that's going to consist of these two longer pieces and these two shorter pieces, basically making a giant rectangle to make it stronger. So now that we have the apron all finished and squared off, next thing we're going to move on to is the legs. So for the legs, to make sure that they're evenly spaced, we're going to be using these spacer blocks all around the table and make sure that all the legs are evenly spaced with each other and the table itself. So let's get started. And that's how you make a workbench. So now that I have my very own workbench that I built from scratch, which is pretty awesome, I just have to finish it off by adding these two extra end pieces that will go on the ends there. And the last part will be having supports on the sides and the back. And that will basically just make my table a little bit more steady. Because right now, if you wiggle it, yeah. So to fix that, we're going to be adding those pieces on and then we should be done. So let's finish it up. So now that the supports are on there and this workbench is a lot more stable now, the workbench is complete. And for anyone out there that has ever made anything, you guys know that feeling of how happy I am right now that this table is done, finished, and it's pretty much how I imagined it, which is really cool. Of course I had some trouble along the way, and this table isn't perfect, but it's mine. And this means so much more to me, building this table, than just going out and buying one. With it being done, there definitely will be more I'm going to be adding onto this table. I'm going to be adding on some accessories and attachments, as well as putting on a nice coat of paint on this thing. So, if anyone has any ideas of any of that, please leave your comments down below. And I'll be leaving a link to my Fusion 360 plans if anyone wants to go check them out, or just interested in how the model was actually made. As well as I'll be leaving a list to most of the tools that I use in this build, in case you do want to build a table yourself. And I know I didn't have all the right tools for the proper things, but that's where a little creativity comes in and making with what you got. So if you saw me use a tool incorrectly or using it weirdly, well, that's okay, because I had to make use with what I had. And I hope you guys do too. It's also been fun having to problem solve, think a little bit outside the box to figure out how to get that thing done without having the right tool. See you guys in the next video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you like this video. If not, that's okay. I'll try and earn your like in the next one. But for now, catch y'all later.